beautiful daughters, Hannah, Heather, and Jenah. And we're coming to you tonight just to share with you some things that we think will be of some interest and some help to you, okay? We were discussing earlier about some things with Heather's illness as y'all were kids that we did as parents that helped you through the process of what was going on with your sister, who was completely normal at 9 years old, straight A student. She was the leader of you girls, got y'all together, sang, made you talk to all your parts, and y'all learned to sing together. And then all of a sudden her world has been shook and changed, and now you're faced with something different, a new sister. And Jenna, can you share some things that we did possibly to help y'all through this process, and what you think might be important for parents to know who may have, this may be brand new for them, and they may be faced with a child who now has a new illness or an affliction, and they have other siblings, you know. So what do you think, Jen?
Well, if you watch the previous video, Mom had mentioned a couple times she didn't know where we were. I actually think that maybe she did. She just doesn't have that memory.
Right.
I never felt like that. I never felt like Mom and Dad don't know where we are, or we never felt that kind of aloneness with they don't know where we are, they don't care where we are, you know, that kind of thing. Did you ever feel anything like that? I didn't feel insecure with that. We did stay with a lot of different people, and we enjoyed what we could, you know, with it. But
you're talking about us educating you about her illness, about Heather's illness.
I think one of the things with Heather, with all of it, was very early on. I mean, we were both very little. So the memory part there, you know, there's not a lot that we remember. People used to ask me to relay Heather's stuff, and I could never relay it, but it was communicated to me. And it was actually something we had conversations about a lot. So when Heather was hospitalized and was put in a coma and all of that started happening, Mom and Dad sat down and talked to us about it. And it always just felt like, this is what's going to happen. Do you have any questions? You guys always made space for us to say, you know, if we were scared or, you know, any of those kind of things. And I really think that was important because it gave us a voice in how we were perceiving the situation. Because Heather was my big sister. She is my big sister. So for me, I was losing that. I was losing that relationship, and that was talked about. You know, that was talked about a lot. And I really felt I felt like we were supported in that. The reason why I think it's important is this kind of thing can feel very isolating for a sibling, and just, you know, the afflicted person, everything is happening, and they go to the hospital all the time. Heather was always at the hospital. We were always in the waiting room. Like and I don't say that to say it negatively. It's just the way that it was. And sometimes
we included you as much as we could.
Oh yeah, we sat in doctor's appointments.
Right.
We had doctors talk to us. Me and Hannah.
We got to get goodies out of the basket.
Yeah, we were always. It was never like we were removed. You know, those two instances that Mom's talking about, that would be really the only time that I remember that we had
second seizure.
Right, that we were separated in a this is where you need to be, this is where we're going to be. I didn't, you know, usually feel like that, but I think that having that open communication is why we did so well staying with people.
Yeah.
Because we knew to the best that we could understand, I guess. I don't really know how much Hannah, because of her age, but I know that I really tried to make sure she was okay. I was very protective of how she was, how she felt, you know, and I tried to communicate that with anybody that we stayed with. So yeah, but I think that it's very important to
For parents to sit down and discuss the illness of the one that's sick in the family with the rest of the family.
yeah, and not, it's not one of those, you didn't ever get crazy technical
Right.
or anything like that. But I remember
On your level.
Right. I remember when she had the face thing. I remember that appointment actually with the doctor, and him telling me specifically, a little bit about what was going on. And
Are you talking about when they drilled they put the brace on her and she had the drills go through, or the plastic surgery?
the plastic surgery?
Okay, yeah.
Because it was interesting to me because they had like the skeleton thing in the room or something.
Yeah.
They were showing that, and so I think that's something that I caught on to. But yeah, we were always, she was sick a lot as far as seizing a lot, and we were always in conversation. We didn't always get to stay with y'all. You were in the hospital, and so we weren't always with you. We were with family, but when we got to communicate it.
What about you, Hannah? What do you remember as far as what we did to try to keep y'all feeling special and things like that? Can you recollect on some of that?
I can. I remember different things that you guys would do for us specifically, because Heather was always receiving something, and of course, because she's sick in the hospital for long periods of time. And I remember her always getting cards, always getting teddy bears, gift baskets, and those kind of things. And a lot of times you can feel left out, but I never felt that way. I don't know if you did. I remember getting teddy bears from Mom and Dad, and I remember going down to the gift shop and getting candy and being able to pick out a card to make for Heather, or even when we stayed with family, I remember us doing something for Heather too. But again, our parents, they did things when Heather was not in the hospital. We had family fun night, and we all played games. We went to the park. There was always something that we did.
Ice cream.
Yeah,
we
ice
all
cream.
love ice cream today because of that.
We got ice cream a lot. When I don't know if you were with us. One time, I remember in the middle of really hard stuff. I don't know if it was after her burn surgery or what, but it was like day and night. She was in the hospital for so long, and Mom took me to the store, and I don't remember if you were with us, but she wanted me to pick out something special, and I picked out a doll in the craft section, and I still have that doll.
I was there too. Yeah.
And
I got a teddy bear.
but it was a direct, we're gonna go, you're gonna get something, and I want you. She said something like, when you're afraid, or when
This
once
will
you
always be with you when
Yes.
Mom and Dad can't be with you. And the reason we did that is because when Heather got ill, we bought her a bear from the get-go, from the beginning of her illness. And the bear is still alive today. His name is Schubert. And he's a very special bear. He's been through a lot of surgeries, a lot of tests, and stays in Heather's room even today. But when Heather got that special bear, I wanted my girls to have a special something for times when I could not be there and I had to be with their sister and they were alone. I wanted them to have something they could cling to, something they could hold on to know that Mom and Dad loved them very much and that we couldn't change the situation, but we wanted them to still feel our love. And I think that's good. I think that will be a help to you. Family is so important, and sit your kids down if there's one that's sick and explain to them that this isn't something anybody can control. This is something that we have to accept, and we have to accept the ugliness of it, and we have to work through it, and that's what we've tried to do through the years. Thank you very much for listening, and we hope you have a great afternoon.